Yo guys, what's going on? It's Lewis here with Crypto Elite, and today is super awesome because today is a market update video day. In these market updates, what I do is I go through TradingView and I try to do as much technical analysis as I possibly can, but I don't just do technical analysis. I know there's a lot of traders that just do technical analysis. I also like to look at fundamentals and basically hype cycles and narratives and things that are going on. Just like how right now what's going on is Dogecoin is going absolutely crazy. So of course we were in Dogecoin. I said buy Dogecoin at 22 cents. Actually, I said buy Dogecoin at 1 cent along back in January. That's besides the point. The point is that there's hype cycles and there's narratives that go on in crypto. And so that is one big thing that I focus on. So market updates, I focus on narratives, hype cycles, fundamentals, and technical analysis. And I go through the charts and I try to go through as many charts as I possibly can. So that's what I plan on doing right now. This is probably going to be a really, really long video. What I'm going to do first is I'm basically going to pause the video. I'm going to go do a little bit of research, and then I'm going to come back and basically see what I'm looking at, like the coins that I really want to look at, basically my watch list. So I'm going to go do that research now, and then when I come back, I'm going to have TradingView up on the screen with a little bit of notes. So let's get started, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe because I'm going to be having a lot more videos like this. And if you have any coins that you want me to actually chart, then just leave them in the comments below. And you can also leave comments on coins that you want me to do reviews on or that you want me to look into a little bit more, and I'll see what I can do in my free time. One thing though, I do have to mention before we get started, this video, just like all of my videos, is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. So keep in mind that this video is just for entertainment or educational purposes only. And now we could get started. All right, guys, so it's actually been a couple hours and I've just been going through Twitter and going through different news feeds and things like that to see if there's any coins that really just pique my interest. But before we actually get into the coins themselves, I'm going to go over my market scan little sheet that I have. And this is just stuff that I wrote down that really helps me week after week. It helps me remind me what I'm doing, like what my big game plan is. And so the first thing that I want to say is that I want to either remind you or tell you, if you are not familiar with this, that you can use 3 commas, the trading software 3 commas, to set your entries, your take profits, your stop losses, and have stop loss timeouts, and have automatic trailing stops, and have automatic trailing take profits, all within your trading software 3 commas. And you could even set conditional orders so that your money doesn't get locked up whenever you put in your limit buys when you use 3 commas. Basically, this means that you could put in limit buys for as many trades as you want without locking up any capital, which is huge. And if you aren't signed up to 3 commas yet, then you could sign up and you could find 3 commas right here and save 10% off of your subscription by going to the free Discord group and then clicking resources and then going right here. The reason I mentioned 3 commas is because I traded for about 3 to 4 months, maybe even longer, maybe even 5 months before I started using 3 commas. And as soon as I started using 3 commas, my win rates went up probably tenfold. My win percentage went up from abysmal 20-30% up to 80%. Everything just increased and got so much better, and that's when I actually became a profitable trader, because I didn't have to just be in front of my screen 24/7 just constantly, and I could actually make my plan and then trade my plan. I could plan my trade and then trade my plan. And so that's what 3 commas lets you do. So I always want to plug it in. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I just love their service that much. And what I do is I set alerts for the charts to go off in the alert channel. So this is for the VIP, and this is the VIP right here. I have alerts, and what I do is I have my alerts go off in my alert channel that I set up in TradingView. So if you want the alerts to go off, if you want all of the alerts for all of the technical analysis and stuff that I'm doing right now, then you could sign up to the VIP. The link is in the description. And also, if you want to learn exactly how I trade and get my trading cheat sheet that you could use for every single trade, which is what I use for every single trade, then you could get that by going to cryptoelite.com. This is cryptoelite.com, and you could sign up and you could just grab the course and you'll get the trading cheat sheet, which is like amazing. I wish I had this when I first started. And also, in regards to my course and the trading cheat sheet and all that stuff, when you sign up, you get 3 months free in the VIP right now. And I'm gonna basically double the price because I'm gonna update the course, and you'll get the updated course for free if you sign up within the next month. So that's the course, and that's the Crypto Elite VIP. And then I have other things to keep in mind. Overall, my general strategy. So this is sort of the big picture thing. Overall, I'm still very, very bullish on Bitcoin. I'm still very, very, very bullish on crypto in general. Until Bitcoin hits the orange on the rainbow chart, then I will de-risk some. I'll sell a lot when the MVRVZ score hits critical mass, what I'm calling critical mass. And I will explain that to you in 2 seconds. So the other thing that I'm thinking that I've wrote down is that for any long-term coins, like for me, Polkadot, super long-term coin, Ethereum, super long-term coin, these type of Solana, super long-term coin. We're in such a bull market that you could literally just like sell at resistance and quickly buy them back in at 5 to 10% underneath the sell price, and then just hold and accumulate as much as possible, and then sell back again, and then buy back again, 5 to 10% underneath your sell price. And you just keep on doing that over and over and over and over again, and you don't really have to worry about buying in at the exact bottoms or timing exactly where it's going to be. These are for the long-term holds, not for the short-term trades. And if you do that just a few times, you could end up with 15 to 30% more coins. And I remember I started out, and let's just say I had 40,000 Polkadot coins. No, I didn't have 40,000 Polkadot coins. Let's say I had 10,000 Polkadot coins, and I started out with it. Well, I just continually sold at the resistance and then just like immediately set my buy orders for like 5% lower. And maybe it dropped 15% lower, but I bought it all back at 5%, and then I just waited and just held, and then it went back up. I sold at the big resistance, and I bought back 10% lower. And then, even though it might have went a little bit lower than that, I didn't care. I just held the bags, and it went back up. And now I have, I started out with 10,000. Now I have like 15,000 or 20,000. Not 20, but let's say I have like 12 to 15,000 DOT. That's a lot more DOT, and I'm staking it, so I'm getting rewards on top of that. So if I get 12% APY on top of the 30% to 50% extra DOT that I accumulated by just selling and buying and selling and buying, that adds up to a lot in a bull market. So that's just one strategy that you could use. But as for the actual trades, we'll get into the actual trades for the best possible zones to buy and sell in a second. The 38.2 right now, fibs are really good zones. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll know in a second. And the other thing that I mentioned earlier to my VIP was that I'm getting into launch pads, PokeStarter, TrustSwap, Paid, what's it called? Super Elio trades coins, stuff like that, just so I could get in early on projects as early as I possibly can. Also, I'm very, very, very heavy in Uniswap coins right now. And I will go over all of the coins that I'm in my portfolio update. And that's going to be a second video. This video right here is just going to be strictly for trading and putting on trades. And then I'm going to put all of the trades that I make in this video into the VIP. So everyone will have them, and we'll all be good. So anyway, when it comes to trading, or when it comes to my long-term vision of crypto, being very, very, very bullish on crypto right now, right? This is the first thing that I look at, the Bitcoin rainbow price chart. You could see back here in 2013, it was all the way in the red. Then in in March 2013, it got to be all the way right, like a little bit above the red. And then in 2017, it got to be all the way at the top red. And we're still in the light orange. Like, we're not even close. until we get up here, this is when I'm gonna start thinking, oh shoot, I'm gonna start scaling out a little bit, 10% around here, around this level. We might be in a super cycle though, which means that we'll get not just here, but all the way, possibly even up here. But once we get up here, I'm into this deep orange. I'm gonna start selling around 10% of my positions overall portfolio. Then when we get up here, I'm gonna start selling. I'll start selling more of my portfolio. Well, I'll definitely be selling a lot more of my portfolio up here. And then the other indicator that I use, which is the MVRV / Z score, let me show you that. That is this right here from Bitcoinition.com. You could just look up MVRV Z, and you could see this was right here in 2013. This was the first one, and the huge bubble popped. Another huge bubble pop, and then back in 2017 it came all the way up into this red zone and then popped, and down here is the green, and in the green this is the best buy zone. This is the best time to buy. But I just had some coffee, I don't know, I'm burping coffee, but yeah, this is the best time to buy when it comes to the green. And we came up to the light pink, and I got a little nervous. But we came all the way back down, super healthy. That we came back down, because now we have a lot more room to grow all the way up into this danger zone, this critical mass zone of a deeper red territory. And once we get into this deep red territory, you could see like all up in here, these tops. I'm probably gonna sell about 50% of everything. Once we reach up here, definitely my Bitcoin and probably Ethereum. So this is my overall strategy. Do I think that we're going to experience a bear market like 2018 and 2014? No, I don't. I don't think that we're going to experience the same type of bear market as we did in those situations, because I compare where we are now to the NASDAQ. And in 2000, we had a big bubble, and it popped, and it basically after it came out of that bear market, after the pop, it just kept on going up and up and up and up and up. And it hasn't really ever stopped since. It did have a crash in 2008 when the housing market crashed, but that was it. And then, the coronavirus thing happened. But I think the same thing's going to happen with Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin will ever go back down below 3,000. And the other things that I wrote down, the coins that I'm looking at a few different coins: Walt, Woo, Glitch, IPC, Trias, Nano, Polkadot, and Parachains, and then Link and Oracles. These are, I've been, not screaming, but I've been talking about Walt, I've been talking about Woo, I talked about Glitch a little bit. Trias, I haven't really talked about too much, but I think this is a big potential coin. Nano, I like Nano because of it's big in the alt street bets community. And Polkadot, I believe Polkadot and Parachains are going to be very popular later this year. And I also think that Link and the Oracles will blow up as well, because they tend to blow up and go into that hype cycle that I was talking about earlier. So with saying all of that, let's just get right into it. The first thing that we have to look at, of course, is Doge. You can't have a discussion of cryptocurrency right now without Dogecoin. So basically, you already know. I don't have to explain anything when it comes to Dogecoin. Luckily, when we experienced that gigantic dip a couple of weeks ago, I told everyone, I gave them my entries. I said 30 cents, 26 cents, 23 cents, ideal buy zone, and we hit this. I'm pretty mad because this was my other ideal buy zone, and we just missed it. But it's not coming back down here, so we could delete this. And let's go to the daily and just see where we're gonna be when it comes to Dogecoin. So I actually just sold about 35% of my position. So I sold 35% of my Dogecoin right here at 67 cents because Saturday Night Live is tonight. It's buy the rumor, sell the news type of situation. I'm not selling all of it because there's just so much hype around it that I definitely believe that it could go higher. So I just sold 35% right here. And if it comes back down to 0.525, I'm going to be grabbing a lot more. I'm going to be re-entering my position. So the way I'm doing it, the way I'm playing it is basically like this. I take the fib from here to here, and this lines up perfectly with the 38.2. It has also it has support and support right there. Let's go down to the 4 hour, and you can see this is pretty solid support. So if it does end up coming down here, I think there will be a nice bounce. So I'm going to put in a buy order right here. The second buy order, that's an absolute must for me, that I'm 100% gonna do, is 42 cents right here. Let me just do this. By the way, thumbs up this video if you like me explaining the reasoning why and the technical analysis behind my reasoning. So this is the 61.8 golden Fibonacci ratio. Not only that, but there's major support here, because you can see there's major resistance right here, and resistance turns into support. So I'm definitely going to grab a big bag here, and this will be my spot, and then this will be my futures. And so this is what I do. I put this like this, right? And then I'll say, wow. Sorry, but look at this Fibonacci right here. So I'm definitely going to label this red. Also, thumbs up if you like the red and green boxes. Take 40% profit here. 40% maybe. I really think it's going to go higher, but that's why I'm only going to take 40%. I'm going to leave, like, in this bull market, I'm leaving like a big portion of all of my trades in. And I'm going to do that basically until I think the market's over. So I already took this, so I'll put hit. Publish this idea. Okay, so next up on the list is BNB. BNB, you could see it has been following this trend line very well. Just like bounce. Just another bounce. Just keeps on bouncing off of this trend line. So until we break this trend line, this is the trend line. So if it comes back down to this trend line, that's, you know, good entry. Anyway, it had a nice double top, came up, and then came back down, had the retest, and then is slowly making its way back up. This formation. We've seen this. I feel like we've seen this formation before, like a lot. And usually it's just a continuation pattern upward. So we have the Fibonacci, right? Does any of them line up? Okay, well, this lines up right here. So 720 is probably going to be a really big zone, and around 800 is going to be a big zone. I mean, honestly, BNB is just a solid coin to get into. Like, you could just buy it. Like, so many coins are just like, you just buy it and you hold it, and that you don't really have to worry about anything. BNB still has so much room in the tank. It's not that we're in a bull market. BNB is the token of the biggest exchange in the world. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to crash unless the entire market crashes. BNB won't. It's not going to crash. That's my thesis. So I have a bag of BNB, and even buying it right here, to me it seems like it's fine. Like, why not? You know, because the CEO of Binance isn't gonna, like, he can't control the price or anything like that, right? But like, Binance isn't going to crash. It's almost like one of the safest bets. I think it's number 4 because Dogecoin just surpassed it. So BNB, I like BNB. I'm actually buying BNB right now. So let me just say that real quick. Okay, so that was BNB. Now on to the next one I want to talk about is Woo. I really like Woo. If I go back over here, you can see I started talking about Woo back in April. Woo is another exchange that might blow up in the future. There's a lot of talk about it. Having a long-term bag of Woo is probably really good. And there's a very good thread on Woo which is by Carter at Monkey with Carter. And you should definitely read up on it. I bought a big bag of Woo. And like I mentioned right here, I grabbed a long bag. I'm not selling it until it reaches $10. That's nearly a 10x. Well, it's a 10x from where I bought it, and a little bit more than 10x. And even when it reaches $10, I'm only going to sell probably 20% at that point, because like why would you sell something that has lifetime potential? You know, the potential to be going up for life, you know? So I'm gonna sell 20% when it reaches $10, and then I'm just gonna keep the rest, and then just like scale out slowly and slowly and slowly up until maybe the bull market is clearly ending and all of the indicators that I talked about in the beginning of this video start happening. Then I'll probably scale at like 50% or so. But other than that, I'm gonna keep a big bag of Woo. Okay, so now we could actually start going into the market scan, where I go from the total market cap all the way down to throw as many coins as I can. Basically, I'm just gonna set a timer, and I don't even have my phone on me, which is good, no distractions. But I'm just gonna go through this as much as I can. So here is the total market cap. Basically, we've just obviously seen unprecedented growth in the cryptocurrency space, all the way from $100 billion, basically $100 billion, up to $2.5 trillion. And I actually had this possible pullback area right here labeled out for a very, very, very long time. And like, you know, we got a little bit of a pullback here. It's possible that we'll get a deeper pullback, but I'm not seeing any pullbacks because we had this pullback right here was so significant. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting a few more weeks. So this had obviously multiple weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9, 10 weeks, and then a tiny pullback. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then a little bit of a pullback. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, one week of a pullback. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. So maybe it's possible we'll get a pullback here, but I think that the pullback, if we do get a pullback here, it'll be very insignificant. Maybe 10% or so, which, yeah, it will have a lot of coins going down. But something that I read the other day, which is really important, is that more liquidity begets more liquidity. Basically, as more liquidity enters the market, it reaches a threshold where the actual, what do I want to say, the big institutions, they have so much liquidity, and that they can't get in unless there's a certain amount of liquidity in the markets. And we've reached the point now where the markets have a certain amount of liquidity, so that the big players, the big institutions, could start coming in and providing more liquidity. And then that happens, and then we have DeFi and decentralized finance that can take a lot of the liquidity that's normally locked up, and it could spread it out and put it in places so that you can use it when before previously you weren't able to use the locked up liquidity. So basically what I'm saying is that we may very well see a continuation of upward projection, just continuing upward with no major pullbacks until the very, very top is in. Because honestly, even the pullbacks that we did have, this was 28%. The last one was 25%. If we get a 25% pullback on the total market cap, I'm going all in. I'm already all in. But I'm gonna load up on as much things as I could possibly get. Just like how last time I loaded up on the dip. If we get a dip and things drop 30%, 25 to 30%, that's the time to load up. Because it works until it doesn't, you know? And you want to in bull markets, you long until it doesn't work, basically. You don't want to short it. You never want to short it in a bull market. That's idiotic. So I don't recommend shorting it. But yeah, basically, we're seeing unprecedented adoption by institutions and major companies. I see no slowing down of the crypto revolution for 2021. Perhaps, like I said, perhaps we'll see a big pullback, but pullbacks pullbacks are pullbacks. We see pullbacks every single cycle. So I'm sticking with this, and I'm not really too concerned. I think the overall market cap will continue. That's the total. How about for altcoins? Altcoins total market cap just absolutely blowing through everything. Like this Fibonacci doesn't even work now because it goes so, it's just so big. So yeah, it's continuing to go up. Yes. We do have the the moving averages, and it does like to come down to the moving averages. If it gets too far up above the moving averages, it's like a rubber band that comes back down and snaps it. I don't know. I'm just not really worried. I'm just not really that worried right now. And if it comes down, then I'm just gonna buy more. That's the game plan. We still have so long until the market top is in my opinion. Bitcoin dominance. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance now. This is pretty important. It's funny. Bitcoin dominance. Everyone's like, oh, like right over here, like, oh, Bitcoin dominance is falling. And then like, especially right here, like Bitcoin dominance just broke down through a key level. So let's get into altcoins. No, you get into altcoins, not when it's down. This is the backwards. See, if you're watching this right now, this is key. This is absolutely key because people have it so backwards. They're like, oh, it's falling. Oh, look, Bitcoin dominance is falling. So get into alts. No, like, do you want the gains? Do you want the biggest gains possible? Or do you want to be like as sure as possible? Ideally, you want both. But for me, I want the biggest gains possible. And what does that mean? That means that I get out of Bitcoin when it's at the top, not when it's falling. I get out when it's right before it starts falling. I get out when it's at the top and I go into altcoins and then they pump up. So this is Bitcoin dominance, and we got out right here at 61.8 golden ratio, perfectly executed. And it's been falling, and it's continuing to fall. So basically my game plan is that once it gets down here to the 40%, and I'll keep tabs on this every single Monday, I'll look at it. And basically once it gets down here, I'm going to either tether up or go into Bitcoin. Something's going to have to happen. I'm definitely going to tether up a little bit at least, because Bitcoin will have to pump or else the market's not going to make any sense. So that's Bitcoin dominance. And then there's the altcoin dominance. And I said up here, I said better to go into Bitcoin or tether up. It hit, came up, boom, came back down, and then came back up, boom. And we didn't even get the retracement. No retracement. So that's how freaking powerful alts are right now. So since that's the case, I'm just going to stick with my alts until altcoin dominance reaches 63%, 63.17%. Once altcoin dominance reaches here, this is a big indicator for me to sell off not sell off a lot of my alts, but sell off probably 30%. I'm just going to do it just because I think altcoin dominance will fall and Bitcoin dominance will rise once we get up here. So that's my game plan. That's definitely a good game plan. Okay, looking at Bitcoin itself, Bitcoin is at 59,000. Yeah, what can I say? It's on its way up. It's going to 60, then it's going to 72, then it's going to 100. It's not like we're in a bull market. Like, to even think that it'll come anywhere down here is ridiculous. Like this is the normal retest. Let me show you something. Right here is a normal retest. Maybe right here. Right here is the absolute highest of a normal standard retest, and we didn't even reach it. You could see we never even got it. That's how bullish it is. It just came down here and everyone bought it up before us. Everyone was thinking, oh, 4,200. Nope, 4,350. And then same thing. Oh, it's going to come back down to 4,350 and do a double bottom. Nope, 49,000. And now it's on its way up. So it's a good time to buy Bitcoin too. I like Bitcoin. However, what do I like more than Bitcoin is actually Ethereum. And there's this guy, Ki Young Ju, who says, still an insane Ethereum Coinbase premium. Selling ETH now seems not to be a good idea in the long term. Follow US institutional investors, not against them. And you could see right here just how insane how much institutional investors are putting in. Basically, Ethereum is being sold at a higher price to institutions, but they don't give a crap. They're buying the hell out of it. So continue to buy ETH. In fact, I'm just gonna buy some more ETH right now. I'm seriously. So going back to Bitcoin, basically, even look at this. Even I just noticed this. From the top to the bottom was 27.5%. I guess I was, well, not I guess, like I was trying to buy it right here for the 30%, historic 30% price drop zone, confluence with previous supports, all this other stuff, important moving averages, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It didn't even get there. It was bought up before the 30%. Like, it's so bullish, so bullish. Let me keep that on here. So yeah, that's Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's bullish, Ethereum's bullish. Not even a change. Ethereum's going to 5,000. Ethereum is going to 5,000 easy. This cycle, Ethereum's going to 10K. I'm so confident that Ethereum is going to reach 10K this cycle. There's so many fundamental things that are going on with it. Unless ETH 2.0 comes out and it just blows. I don't know. Something drastic has to happen for it to not reach the 10K mark. So it's Ethereum. But let's look at like honestly, I bought it right. I just bought it right now. I don't care if it's up 10%. Maybe it'll drop back down 15% or so. Am I gonna get the exact bottom? Am I gonna get the exact top? If you wait in these type of markets, you lose. If you have USD, you lose. You should be all in crypto, 100%, everything. I wish I could take out a loan or something, you know, like I took out a loan like back in 2020, I believe, last year, and at the lows, and that actually is one reason why I'm doing so well. Thank God, because I was able to get a loan and put it in at the bottom because I saw what was going on. That helped amazing. And then, of course, trading was so good, so good, as you probably have seen. So yeah, guys, my thing just went off. My camera battery died. So I'm just gonna keep on doing this without myself on the screen. You don't really need me on the screen anyway. So let's go to XRP. So what's going on with XRP? XRP is interesting because there's a lot of people that just love XRP and are big XRP fanboys. I am not an XRP fanboy because basically the CEO, the founders of XRP, Brad Garlinghouse, etc., they can sell. They're still doing things, right? But I don't think that's worth it. I have a small bag of XRP and I'm not really planning on doing anything with it. I'm just keeping it just in case it blows up, you know, because it's still 2x from here. Let's look at DOT. I absolutely love DOT. I love DOT so much. DOT's amazing. DOT's my favorite. Got the ideal buy zone, smashed it. Dude, absolutely insane. Took some profit right here, 25% profit. First we bought in here, then we bought in here. Like, this is such good trading. And honestly, DOT, I don't know where, here it is. Let's bring it down. So DOT's a long-term pick for me. DOT is something that I'm literally like gonna hold for years and years and years, like maybe a decade. I'm gonna hold this for as long as I can. Like, seriously, it's in a nice accumulation zone right now. It's just gonna be in this big accumulation zone for a while. If it comes back down here, then buy it. It's that simple. If it comes back down here, then buy it. Don't even bother taking profit up here anymore, you know. Yeah, you could take profit right here, sure, but Let me change this up. So with DOT, pretty much, if it comes back down here, I'm buying a ridiculous amount. And then I'll take 10% here, I'll take 10% here, and then I'll take 50% up here right below 100. And the psychological number of 100. DOT's one of my favorite things. Like I mentioned before, I think parachains, Polkadot and parachains are going to be really, really, really popular coming up this year. And so I just buy it and then I stake it on Kraken. You could stake it, get 12% per year. It's really, really, really good. Plus you get the gains, of course. And I mean, that's really all that it needs to, it's really all that you need to do. If you want, you could buy some at $35 if it happens to come back down to $35, because that's like the mid zone right here. But I would just like, I already have a whole bunch. So unless it comes back down here, then I'm going to wait. And if it does, then of course I'll buy it. And if we look at DOT on the Bitcoin pairing, I have it right here, support entry. Just if it's so simple. You just have to buy the support. That's all you need to do. I'm telling you. Buy the support and hold. If it happens to come down a little bit lower, then you get in and you buy more. It's that simple. Next up is Link. Link is a long-term project. I highly doubt it's going to come back down there. So this right here is the new diagonal. If it comes down and happens to hit here, but I find out that a lot of times it just doesn't come down. So the next level is really this one. All right, guys, I'm actually back. Got my camera back rolling. And let's moving on to Link versus Bitcoin. You could see it had this huge area of support, just like how Bitcoin had at 6,000. Link had the same exact thing, same exact structure, and then it busted through it, and it just became massive resistance, right? Resistance, and finally, now it's back to support. So I'm going to buy a whole bunch of Link if it happens to come down here again. And I really think that Link and the Oracle plays have massive, massive, massive potential in 2021 against Bitcoin. So we could literally get 130% against Bitcoin for Link. So that's how I'm going to play. I'm going to buy it here. If it comes down here, then I'm going to sell it right here, the 61.8, try to buy it back in right there, which should hopefully be the 38.2. Yeah, it's above the 38.2, so that's good. And then I'll just hold it until here. Like, I don't really want to mess it up too much and try to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell a project like Link that's just so in the bag. You know what I'm saying? The Crow, Crypto.com. Pretty much it had a huge, huge, huge run up. And we have this spike down here to the 61.8. And we also have the moving average right here. We have that plus the support, plus this right here, plus major support right here. So this is a really good opportunity to buy right here. I'm not going to put a huge position in, but I'll put a position in here for sure. Uni, basically it has this diagonal support line, which is super obvious, like long support. So if it comes down here, I will buy in. It looks like it comes down to around 36.1. That looks like a pretty solid entry. 36. Yeah, and not only is this a pretty solid entry right here, but it also has this resistance turn to support, this resistance turn to support, this support, this sort of resistance turn to support. So I would buy some uni right here for sure. For this trade, I'm gonna have a stop loss underneath this previous low, just because I don't want it to come down here and then come up and then just like crap. You know what I'm saying? I do want to have a stop loss on here, so I'm gonna have a stop loss right here. And that's gonna be my trade for uni. All right, guys. So this video is getting pretty long, and I'm getting a little tired, and I have a lot more work I got to do. So I'm going to end this with the couple coins that I think you should be looking at. One is Triaz. I mentioned this earlier, but it did just have a really, really big pump, so I wouldn't get it now. I got in like around here, I think. So if this does end up coming back down to the $11 region, it would probably be a good place to stack your first stack. And then if it comes back down to the $9 region, then I would get in stack number 2. And then I have this new coin called Glitch that looks pretty promising. There's a lot of talk about it on Twitter. So I bought some somewhere over here, just all the way down. I just kept on buying. So the Glitch is definitely something to look at, that's for sure. A coin that not a lot of people talked too much about, but is really, really good is Nano. Nano is super, super big in the alt street bets community on Reddit, which is a very, very big community. So simply just buying a ton of Nano on the way down on the dips, it seems like a very just like obvious thing for me. So I'm gonna be buying a lot of Nano on the way down. I don't really have a set price. I'll buy a little bit up here, a little bit here, a little bit more down here, and just like I'll just keep on buying more. The price drops, I'll just keep on buying more. And this is because of the hype cycle and the Reddit effect, or whatever you want to call it. And then finally, there's this coin. It's called Walt. I mentioned this plenty of times, but I really, really like it. It's on the Binance Smart Chain. It's a coin that lets you basically get into pre-sales and stuff like that. So highly recommend, getting into Walt. This is obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Do whatever you want to do, but like research it. I researched it. I really liked it. So I put a bunch of money into it and it's doing really, really well. You can see it's up, 148% in the last week. So that's great. I put a bunch in at 10, 0.1, and I put a bunch in at 0.4. So I'm probably in at 0.8, I want to say. If I did half and half, I'm in at 0.8. So yeah, Walt is another one. So we got Walt, we got Nano, and then finally we have Internet ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. This is not out yet, but this is something to keep an eye on for sure. It's called Dfinity. So I'll try to, keep up to date on the news of Dfinity whenever it comes out, but it's going to be big. This is going to be really, really, really big. And there was actually another one, and it was called Mina Protocol. And okay, so Mina, yeah, and Mina, apparently, I don't think Mina is out yet. Yeah, Mina's not out yet either, but Mina is absolutely huge. Big backers, and the protocol fundamentally looks really great, although at this point, fundamentals really are just going out the window. So in the end, that's pretty much it for this. I guess I'm going to continue going over just a bunch of random coins and just seeing if there's any good, good spots, but I don't want to over trade. I don't want to get into so many coins and then have a hard time keeping track of everything. But I have my big players that I'm just keeping long term. I have my swing trades, and I have the shorter term trades, and then also I have my Uniswap coins. I already mentioned Woo, and a few other ones that I have on Uniswap. On MetaMask. Super is also a really, really big one. Super, I really like Super. That is Elio Trades token. So if you could get in Super, looks like it was front ran right here. This was the area to get in. If it comes down here at $2, definitely get in at $2. Well, I will definitely buy more at $2. And then of course, if it comes down to $1.50, I'll buy a lot more at $1.50. And that's pretty much going to be it. So thanks so much for watching. If you got any value out of this, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, like, join the free Discord group because I give out a bunch of information in there. Definitely follow me on Twitter. And speaking of Twitter, I have this challenge going on. It's a $10,000 trading challenge. Every $1,000 that the account moves up, I give away $100 if the post gets 100 likes per dollar, or 1 like per dollar. So I didn't get 100 likes on my first post when I made my first grand. So I had another post and I did not get 200 likes. And so then it went up to 13,000. I made 3 grand and I did not get 300 likes. And I'm almost at $4,000 in profit, which is 40% in just not very long, which is amazing for trading in my opinion. And so I'm going to have this giveaway, and if this next one gets 400 likes for the $4,000 giveaway, then you could just follow me on Twitter, like the post, and comment, and you'll be eligible to win. So now I'm going to go and make the video on my overall portfolio so you could see exactly everything that I'm doing and maybe get a better, just more clarity into how I'm going about things and what my actual portfolio is. So I'll see you in the next video. Keep on stacking those sats and let's get to the moon.